There's a sense of grim inevitability in Aleppo tonight that the war is about to get worse. Russian might and strategy is key. We see their forces at all the key points in this city. Aleppo has been a battleground for the past 4 years of fighting. It's been split roughly in half. Rebel forces controlling the east, government troops and their Russian allies the west. Both sides have accused each other of shelling incidents in the past few days. Today, the Castello Road, the main route in and out of the eastern part of the city for any exodus of those trapped there, was also targeted. I went out this morning in what was billed by the government as a humanitarian window. It was a tense, eerie calm at the crossing point this morning. As their abnormal life on the front line carried on, the Syrian and Russian armed forces had ceased firing. There were no warplanes in the sky. It's 9 o'clock and the humanitarian window is now open. Civilians from East Aleppo, just on the other side of these sniper curtains, have been told to come out now. Their orders are to bring the leaflets that were airdrops yesterday in one hand and their children in the other. They need to be checked by the soldiers on the other side, and they've been told to open their coats so that they can see that they are not wearing suicide vests. With nobody coming through the door from the east, the Syrian army soldiers took us to their lookout. They wanted to show us the black flags they say signify Al-Qaeda. But not all black flags mean that, and we couldn't make out the writing. What the Syrian government calls humanitarian corridors, people in East Aleppo call ethnic cleansing. Their choice was to stay and be bombed, or leave and trust the Syrian and Russian forces waiting at the crossing points, the same ones who've been bombing them till now. There's a very different feel here at the Castello Road. It's much more militarised. There's police, secret police, regular army and Russian soldiers who are operating some sort of surveillance system, possibly with a drone, over the road. It's been open for 2 hours now and nobody has come out. And if that continues past the deadline of 7 p.m. tonight, the people in East Aleppo face a terrifying future. How long have you been in the army? This Syrian officer asked us not to use his unit, rank or name as he defended his government's actions.
We are very accurate. We are only, we have only terrorist targets.
But barrel bombs are not very accurate, are they?
No bombs, no bombs.
The people there tell us that they don't trust the government. They tell us they are afraid that they would be arrested.
Not afraid, because government is, they know that government is truth, is ready to be with them, okay?
But they don't believe the government here. They believe that they would be arrested.
They believe. And they trust our president and they trust our government, okay?
Then why are they not here?
Maybe they are waiting orders from the West, I think that.
So the Russians are on your side?
No.
And you're saying the Americans are on the terrorist side? This is very frightening language.
No. Russia not in our side.
Well, I can see them over there.
No. No. Russian for all Syria.
Just down the devastated road, families have returned to ruined homes this week. They'd been living as internally displaced people on the outskirts of West Aleppo, which is now under attack from the rebels.
هين ما بشي لا بيبوب لا بكهرباء لا بمي لا بشي بدنا بوب وبدنا كهرباء بدنا مي بدنا كل شيء مساعدات يعني.
We returned to see if anyone had arrived yet from East Aleppo, but the crossing point was almost deserted after coming under mortar fire, apparently from the rebel side at 2 o'clock. Well, this is the crater. 2 soldiers were injured and the crossing abandoned. The deadline passed to leave East Aleppo 2 hours ago, and the sound of artillery could be heard again. The city is braced now for another fearsome escalation of this horrific war. Well, over in East Aleppo today, just over there, our camera has been asking people why they didn't leave. Here's what they said.
خلوا يفكروا بمعابر إنسانية لإلهم ولإلنا، لأنه لما المرة الماضية من أسبوعين أو أقل أو أكثر فتحوا معابر إنسانية.
هذول كلهم كافرين.
كلهم كافرين؟
إيه شبيحة هذول.
شبيحة كافرين.
شبيحة وكافرين.
إيه نقطة كافرين.
وما بصلوا. إيه هلا نحن بنراجع بنصلي كل شيء نحن نقرا
وهن عندهم دوام
لا هن عندهم بس هذوليك كافرين.
الوضع بتنضرب منطقة بحولها على غير منطقة، بترجع بتنضرب منطقة ثانية بحولها على غيرها، وهيك عايشين بالبلد. يعني حتى العالم لجأت للأقبية اللي هي ملاجئ، صار يضربن ارتجاجي، ما عاد في أمان بأي منطقة، لا فوق الأرض ولا تحت الأرض.
Well, joining me now is the MP for Aleppo and a very senior politician here in Syria, Mr. Farash Shahabi.
Yes.
You've been quoted today as saying you're going to smash them in East Aleppo today. Does it begin now?
We hope so, because this is the second time we put a ceasefire in place, safety corridors, 6 of them. I was there myself with some of the Western journalists, and they saw everything. And you know what they did? They shelled us. They shelled us. Mortars fell 20 meters, 25 meters away from us. We wanted to give them everything. We wanted to do the reconciliation. We wanted to end this peacefully. But these are Al-Qaeda. They said themselves we are Al-Qaeda.
But how could they trust you when you're the side that have been bombing them?
No. Look, the question is, what would anyone do if Bin Laden boys, Al-Qaeda gangs, occupy half of their city?
But they're not all Al-Qaeda, are they? There are many civilians there.
We want to liberate our civilians. They took our civilians hostage. We want to liberate our civilians. You know, in Western Aleppo, where we are now, more than 500,000 Aleppo citizens from Eastern Aleppo. They want to go back. And we have people there that were kidnapped. They don't allow anyone to leave. And everybody anyone who wants to approach any safe corridors, they shoot at them. And this is what happens today also.
But they've had their last chance now. That's what you're saying?
We hope so. We hope so. We've been very generous. Look, we cannot find any country in the world.
People are going to get killed in massive numbers now.
No. These are our people. Don't bear in mind. And we did everything possible to liberate our people in a peaceful way with Al-Qaeda. Can you show me any government in the world offers a ceasefire to Al-Qaeda?
Well, this has been an ongoing war. I mean, there has been barrel bombing, there have been airstrikes, children have been killed, civilians have been killed. There's been a complete breakdown of trust in this city. This is your city and it's been shattered.
Just this month alone, we lost 100 civilians. Yesterday, we lost 15 civilians. Everybody witnessed that. Like 200 casualties. These people are all from Eastern Aleppo and from Western Aleppo also. We want to liberate our people. These are Al-Qaeda. Bear in mind. How do you deal with Al-Qaeda? How do you deal with Al-Qaeda? This is the question.
There is a sense, though, that you're taking advantage of the vacuum in the West that has been caused by the US presidential election. There's no power in the White House. I mean, whoever wins this election, and they've got very different approaches towards Syria, is it going to be relevant or is it going to be all over by January?
We don't care about anything else. We want to liberate our city. This is not a war to defend a regime. This is not a war against moderate rebels, and I quote this. This is a war against terrorism, and we are at the front line in the war against terrorism. And believe me, today their leader admitted of getting money from some Gulf states, from Saudi and Qatar, to buy the 100 rockets that were shelling Western Aleppo. Today they bought the money to shell Western Aleppo. Tomorrow they will shell Europe in this. With these American weapons that they have anti-tank, they have anti-aircraft weapons. These are Al-Qaeda gangs. Just look at them, look at their media. It's clear. You don't need me to explain this. It's very clear.
Mr. Shahabi, thank you very much for joining.